Hey you guys! So in this video I'm going to be building my quote-unquote gingerbread house with you guys, ASMR style. I'm very excited, of course. I need to come up with a new word because I'm always excited for the videos that I'm making. But I'm really excited for this one because I love making gingerbread houses and I do it every year. I've never done it on camera before for a video. And I have some new ingredients, non-traditional ingredients. I had to be a bit creative this year because I could not find any graham crackers. But I wanted to do it from scratch and not use a kit if possible. I did find a kit in Egypt, which I thought was really cool, but I wanted to try to get ingredients to build just like from scratch or from just ingredients that are not from a kit, essentially. I have more fun with that, I don't know why. So I ended up getting chocolate bars to create the walls and kind of roof and things like that of the gingerbread house, as well as this frosting to connect all the pieces and to connect all the candies to the house. If you would like to hear me tapping and scratching on these items in more detail, I did do a no talking and talking version of tapping and scratching on all the items that I used to build the gingerbread house. So satisfying. I love the sound of this kind of aluminum foil. It comes on the back of the lid here with the sprinkles in it too. I'm not going to use the sprinkles to decorate, but it came with the frosting, so... okay, ready? I am going to start by actually frosting the top of this cardboard box. Usually when I make gingerbread houses, I take a piece of cardboard and I usually line it with aluminum foil, but this time I'm going to line the bottom of my gingerbread house with all frosting. So I didn't need aluminum foil in this case. I also don't have aluminum foil. It just makes a nice kind of sticky base and will hold my walls up a bit. And aesthetically, I kind of just wanted to have a chocolate base to go with the chocolate bars. So I'm just making sure all the spots on the top here are covered, giving a nice finish to the top. So I can grab my chocolate bars and start to build the structure of the house, and after you do that, that's when you can add the candy. First, I'm going to kind of decide on how I want the house to look and how I want to create the walls and roof. I recently did a video of chocolate bar tapping and scratching. So if you like those sounds, you can check that video out. The whole video is with 2 bars of chocolate. One is like these. Let's pull this. And the other bar is kind of like a bubbly chocolate. It's kind of interesting sounds. Here's the last bar. So if you like some of these sounds, you can watch those videos I put out, probably just like within the week, quite recently. I'm going to go ahead and break this because I will need that for my roof. I'm going to do kind of a triangle roof. So I'm going to use the frosting as a base to kind of stick the wall in. I'm going to use this as the other wall. I'm going to grab some frosting and put it on the tops of these chocolate walls so that I can eventually stick the 3rd bar across and have it stick with the frosting. The frosting is essentially your glue, but when you make a gingerbread house you want it to be completely edible. That's kind of the fun of it. It's made of all edible, delicious things. So I'm going to actually place it on top, even though I don't have frosting across the entire thing. I will add some frosting to the other ends. So it will stay up for a moment, like you need to have a stronger base, but I'm going to use this frosting for now to kind of place it on the inside of the walls. This first I'm going to kind of get some binding frosting on the outer part here. If you ever do make a gingerbread house, remember that it's just for fun. Don't worry about it being perfect, it's just for fun. At least that's my take on it. If your structure ever falls down, just, pick it back up and glue it a little bit better, add something that will solidify your structure, make it more able to stand. You might need to add like some pieces on the outside or inside that give it more stability. I will do that in a moment also, but I'm going to start adding some of these little candy pearls, I'll call them. I'm doing this while the frosting dries just a little bit on the walls and roof of my little house. Just kind of dropping these wherever they land, but making sure I try to drop them on the frosting so they'll stick. And I'll do the back here too. You can't see it yet, but I'll show you later. One tip is that throughout the process of making your gingerbread house, you can pop it in the freezer here and there, so your frosting gets hard and make sure to keep your walls and everything up. So I will do that here and there. But first, I'm going to grab these little watermelon bubblegum pieces. I decided on a pretty weird colour scheme for my gingerbread house, but I got inspired by the mixture of these pearls and these watermelons. I don't know why, but I love the colour of this lime green and then the like pearl kind of white colour, cream colour. I don't know if you guys can hear right now, but in the background you probably will be able to hear just a bit the call to prayer is going on. I'm going to leave the sound in this time because this video is quite quiet. You'll probably be able to hear just lightly in the background as I pop these watermelons on my gingerbread house. The call to prayer happens 5 times a day in most countries where the population is primarily Muslim, like the number of Muslims is very high. You're typically going to hear the call to prayer 5 times a day. I'm just going to work on my roof at the moment while I have the other portion in the freezer. So I'm taking some frosting and I am going to kind of do the same thing I did for the base. I'll just kind of move this about. I usually stop filming when the call to prayer goes off, but I'm in this video because the sounds are minimal. It's kind of perfect. I've only kind of kept it in once before, so some of you said it was actually kind of interesting to listen to and a bit relaxing, so I will leave it. I don't know how well you could hear it though. Let's get the frosting on both roof, I guess what we call these, the rooftop, the roof pieces. And now you can kind of decorate your roof. Let's get the chocolate off the fingers there. So I got these sort of funny. They're called Mementos because they're kind of an off-brand of Mentos. So I'm going to peel this open, and I got these because I was kind of going for that white and lime green colour theme. Typically when I do gingerbread houses I get tons of different candies that are all colourful. I get Skittles and M&Ms and gummy bears and jelly beans and all sorts of things, and it's super fun. But I just went a really different direction this year, because when I started with the chocolate base and saw these, and then I came across the watermelons, I just had a vision, you know? I had a bit of a vision going on for what I wanted my gingerbread house to look like. So I went with it. Let's line them up on this side of the roof also. This is like a really fun activity to do with kids, but honestly it's so fun for adults too. If you do it with a group of friends, it's so funny. It's so funny. Because, you know, things don't always go right, and I find it really funny when things fall apart and you kind of have to fix them there. You're just watching people come up with ideas, and it's funny. And you know, you get to eat the candy as you go, and you can put out snacks. It's so fun. Highly recommend gingerbread house building party with friends. You can just like purchase all the basics, like just get a bunch of frostings. You can grab them from the Dollar Tree for like $1 a piece. And you can even get graham crackers. I would get the brand name graham crackers if you can. They are just stronger. I've gotten the like Dollar Tree version before, and they kind of fell apart. They weren't as strong. But the frosting from Dollar Tree was great. Or you can grab chocolate bars like this, but do make sure they're kind of like thicker, because you don't want them to be too thin or easily breakable, where you see how there's like areas where you can break the chocolate into pieces, little lines across the chocolate bar. Make sure that you can, like, it's a thick enough and strong enough chocolate bar where it won't like break at those pieces when you build on it. Break at those spots, I mean. Hope that makes sense. Just get strong pieces for your walls and roof, I guess. Trying to see if a third watermelon will fit here, but it won't really, so I'm going to grab the Mentos, or as they call them, the Mementos. Pop those there. Okay, I can get my base again now, and I'm going to add chocolate frosting, that is, to the sides here, kind of like, I'm going to place it in a line so that I can stick my roof pieces into it and then lean them against each other. So I've got a really thick line of frosting in both spots because these are heavier pieces. So I'll grab those and then lean them up against each other. Do you hear the call to prayer back there? It's going off again. I'm going to kind of get a bit of like move it in, groove it in. I don't really know how to push it in there into the frosting so it's really stable. And I'm going to put frosting at the very top of this. I'm going to use my fingers now because I want to be very gentle, as I don't want the two pieces of the roof to push against each other too hard, or just kind of want to be gentle here. So I'm just doing this so I can put a few things on the top of the angular roof here, the little triangle roof I have going on. So next I took these bulbs. These are the only non-edible decoration I used, but I thought it would be fun to add them in. I had purchased these just to do a tapping, scratching ornament video, and thought I'd add them into the decor of the gingerbread house. Just sticking them into the frosting, not going to work there. Let's go here on the side. And then we'll top this off with Mementos. So, that's about it, I think. I'll add a few more of these. And I'm gonna I want to cover the front. So I'm gonna toss these guys up against the front wall while I've covered with chocolate so that these will stick. So this is actually a fairly simple design for me. I just kept it kind of simple because I had a few less items. But yeah, I think that's it. I'm going to show you the full house just kind of from an aerial perspective, aerial view. In the back I placed 3 watermelons, and I did add this water bottle to stabilize it because I didn't have more chocolate to create walls inside there, or stabilizing pieces. Thanks guys, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for everything. Bye for now.